testimony, and I gotta let you know on the Witness Box.
Welcome to the Witness Spot Podcast, where we interview our guests about the amazing things that God has done for them in their lives and how He has kept them throughout their struggles. I'm Thomas.
And this is Gabby.
And we're the hosts of the Witness Spot. Let's get into it. Today we have a person who lost half of his life in prison, but yet God was able to turn it around for him, and he is doing well today. We are hoping and praying that whoever is listening to this podcast, to his testimony, find strength and comfort, and know that whatever life looks like for you right now, it is able to be turned around. I know him as Chucky, but I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Charles Bruton.
All right. So what would you want us to know about you?
Well, yeah, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, born and raised. Started coming to church when I was about 7 years old. I'm in the community heavy right now. Football coach, and also coach my son's team that he plays for as a volunteer. And I work with different nonprofits that are in the community helping at-risk youth, trying to stop them from getting in trouble and committing crimes and stuff like that and give them a better way. Also, we want to trying to get to the ones that really can't read and write. You know, try to teach them how to read and write, and probably take them in another direction. So that's what I'm doing right now.
All right. So we just going to go ahead and dive into it. What led up to you being incarcerated?
Just the life I was living, like getting money. My best friend, he was in robbing and stealing. So just growing up with him, picking up the craft and getting money, and wanted to do our last robbery. Had a nice amount of money. It was $128,000 that we ended up running out. Yeah, that was a nice amount. So we wanted to get the money so we can, start our businesses. I wanted a lawn care company, buy some real estate. I was down in a certain state before I came back here and got locked up. I had got a connection on some stuff. So, pine trees, if you want to call them. But, yeah, I was going to come back up here and just sell that stuff slowly and get my businesses established and play football.
How long did you actually do?
I did just under 12 years. I say 12 because it was, if you go by the years, I got locked up in 99. I got out in 2011. But I got locked up August 16th of 99 and got out June 9th, 2011. That was my uncle's birthday, and that was actually the day Bishop got saved and got the Holy Ghost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he said that in a message, and I caught it. So it was crazy. So I was like, man, it got to be something special about that day I got out.
So how old was you when you went in?
I was just turned 18. So my birthday was June 29th, August 16th, before the start of the school year. I was locked up.
So you pretty much missed like that last year, pretty much that senior year, the parties, graduations, prom, all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's, when I look back, I really messed up. I really missed out on that last year that was going to be my senior year, being a football star at the time, just knowing I was just going to be that dude. I forfeited all that with this move.
Yeah.
Get locked up.
You're doing a lot for the community now. Like, was there a turning point when you were in there?
Like my mind on.
Yeah. Like what turned it around for you?
Well, okay. One thing that turned it around for sure was just one day I was looking at my environment, right? And I was just seeing the people around and, the older guys, and they were like into gang stuff. And I sat back and I'm like, I don't want to be that old in the gang stuff. I don't want to be locked up here not doing nothing. I didn't have no kids at the time. So I wanted a family. I wanted to have things. I always wanted to have stuff in life. So I want to have a house, a car. I want to have family. I want to go on vacation. I want to live life. I want to see the world. So,
yeah. So you wasn't the type to, get out of prison and then do something and go back. So many people, that do experience that, they just got to go back. They feel comfortable doing that, but that wasn't the case for you.
Well, See, God intervened.
Okay.
He really did intervene.
Yeah.
Because I remember two guys were talking to me about getting in church before I got out. But I ended up having somebody, a lady that I ended up marrying when I got out, who actually came. And she like derailed all the real plans that I had when I got out. So instead of me just coming out looking for a woman, I already had one. So I think my mind started changing on what I needed to do during that time. She was coming to see me, and she got in church that I needed to come out here and do the right thing. But at the same time, I know I didn't want to go back to prison. So I knew I wasn't going to be out here just trying to shoot at people or be robbing stuff, even though the direction I was going in was going to lead me down probably to all that, shooting somebody, killing somebody or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Now, give us insight, those that are listening, on how it felt to be released on that first day.
That first day I was released, it was like I was still locked up. I couldn't believe that I was in the car driving, so I really couldn't enjoy it. I was glad I was in the car and I was leaving there. Right. But for a long time after I was out, I still felt locked up. It's like I can't believe that I'm free. And it took me some time to deal with that. When you get out, it's like in your mind, you're starting right off where you left off. So my mind when I got out is thinking I'm 18. And it's like, no, you're not 18. You're 29, about to be 30, because I got out 20 days before my 30th birthday. So I had to understand that I'm 30. I'm a whole different person now. This ain't me going into high school. This is me having to take care of myself now, get a job, make some money, get a car, get a house, stuff like that.
So how did it affect you? You are in prison, but yet you are still seeing the stress on your parents.
Man, my parents was hurt. My mom was praying 8 hours a day over there at the church. And Bishop, Papa, he had to tell her to take it down to 4 hours. Papa had told us that, I always say this, God gave me a way out. The option was there, even though it might not have been designed for me to, it was designed for me to go the way that I went. I always got to say, I remember it. The church came down to Houston for the convention. Bishop called me up, had somebody come up to his room. So Papa was asking me how I was doing here, and I said I was doing good. And he asked me, did I like it here? And I said, yeah. And the girl that I had at the time, he asked me, did I love her? I said, yeah. He told me, he said, do not come back to Des Moines, marry the girl that you're with, and just do that. And I told him I would. Now, that was usually when Bishop tell me something, especially back then, I'm going to do it. That was like the first time I lied to him. Where, man, I came back up here and my mom said as soon as the airplane landed that God told her I was going to jail. So they were crushed. My dad was crushed. My mom came visit me almost every month that I was locked up, from the county to prison. Whenever I needed money, she was sending me money. My dad was sending me money. I had a couple other people sending me money, but they just had to deal with me being locked up. And through the time, they just got through it.
I think that's one of the most hurtful things to have to witness is your loved one being incarcerated for so long.
One of the things that, my mom says that I changed, prison changed me.
And how did it change you?
Because I'm not as, I don't have a sense of humor. I take a lot of stuff more serious. And part of the reason was the first time she visited me, she was worried about me. She was worried about my safety and everything. So when she walked out, she was crying. And I said to myself, she's so worried about me that she won't have to worry about nothing. And I kind of turned up in there, you know what I mean?
Right.
COs, I done got at COs, got in went in blind spots and fought people. So I just had this mentality that my mom's not going to be crying over seeing me get hurt. So that kind of made me, that kind of made me crazy. And
Right.
And So with what you were saying is, when my mom came visit me every month, she never seen me beat up. She never seen me with black eyes, busted lips.
Right.
I made sure that if anything goes down, I'm a quiet person. I just stay quiet. When I know that something's about to go up, I'm prepared for it to go up.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And it's clear in prison that, you get into it with somebody, or somebody that's in your squad gets into it with somebody that is liable to go up, and you better be ready.
Right.
Because you just can't say, oh, I'm from this place or I'm from that place, and that's it. There's real people from everywhere.
Yep.
And if you don't keep an eye on them, they gonna get you.
Yeah.
They gonna get you.
So definitely, that did change who you was at that time, 18, that's the age that you are really finding out who you are, what you like, all the stuff, you're getting older.
Right.
But now you thrown in, in the ring, with the big boys now. You in there, you come over here, you gonna get that work.
Right,
So,
right. There's a friend of mine that he smiles a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he smiles, he's about to get ready to do something. So it throws people off. So sometimes when people do laugh, like how you just laughed, and if you was real mad and we knew you real mad about something, you started laughing, it's like, oh, he's about to go.
Yep, stand
it's
back,
about
y'all.
to go up. Because, he's laughing. He's trying to throw us off. And some people, you could just see that they're upset. They got that blind rage. But, man, going to Anamosa, I was around more guys my age at Anamosa. But when I got, I saw the 2 staff members in 2 separate occasions, and then they sent me to Fort Madison.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I went with the older guys. A lot of them had life sentences. They were killers. So I had to pipe down, because it just wasn't you just getting into it with them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They coming to stick you. It's going to get real.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they get mad, it's like they get mad for real. So just having to, just make sure I stand on mine. Don't disrespect nobody. Don't act tough. Do not act too tough, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to let you know that you ain't the toughest one in here. And I most definitely wasn't running my mouth. Running your mouth in there, I ain't seen nobody in there that was running their mouth that didn't get a chin check.
Right.
Most of the time they got knocked out. Very rarely have I ever seen somebody that just talked and want to fight. They usually get beat up. So I just did me, ran a gambling operation, had a parlay, me and one of my friends. So I did a football parlay, and I just stayed busy. They got rules. You're not supposed to gamble, but you're still going to do what you're not supposed to do. You're in there for doing what you wasn't supposed to do. So I'm like, why stop now?
Right.
I should have got in church before I got here. So, but yeah.
Yeah. What was life like for you growing up as a kid? Like growing up in church, or?
I had a pretty good life. Growing up in church, I wasn't really in church. Like a brother said at service when they were giving a testimony, because we was growing up around that same time, how he was talking about when I was growing up, the kids that I was with wasn't really in church, and I never thought about it like that, how many kids we have in church now that are really in church and love church, but just running the streets thinking I was doing what was cool. When I started coming over here to the hood more, and I met, I was going to a Catholic church. We got out of the Catholic church, my mom started going here, and I started going to a different elementary school. So when I went to the elementary school, I started being more around my people, more black people. And I met 2 friends. I met 2 people that, and what's crazy, I got to tell what happened. In the 1st grade, when I went there and I introduced myself and I was saying why I was coming to the school, and I mentioned that we was going to a different church, kids automatically started talking about the church. So I got mad and said, if you keep talking about the church, and I don't even, I wasn't even going like that at the beginning. I was like, you keep talking about my church, I'm gonna hit you in the face. There was 2 people that didn't say nothing, 2 friends, and they ended up becoming real good friends, even good friends till this day, that didn't say nothing. So it kind of started from there. So I started hanging in the hood more with them. And I started seeing the lifestyle, stuff going on, fighting, stealing, people getting strong arm robberies, getting beat out of their stuff, just criminal activity. And I thought that was the way of life for a Black man. So it was like, I don't want to be over here where my mom lives. I want to be over here with my people, and I want to do what my people's doing when that's all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I went to school. I played sports. I had a good time. And the time when I was running around with, my friends getting in trouble at the time, that was fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Would I go back and do that now? Of course not. It don't lead to nothing.
Right.
It's dead time. I wish I would have did something better with my time and to set me up for the future. But other than that, my childhood was pretty good.
Yeah. So pretty much you was just running around with the wrong people.
Yeah. I met my best friend and my other good friends. One was a thief and a robber. One was selling drugs and doing drugs, smoking weed. And then the other one was a young alcoholic. Me hanging around them, I got to doing everything they were doing.
Right.
So, and then the friends that I had out in the neighborhood, everybody just wanted to be like gang members and stuff like that. They just wanted to do bad stuff. So me personally, I would say I was pretty much a good kid. The only thing it was about me was my temper. That's all they ever said, is that I just have a bad temper. Once I get going, I just go to the extreme.
Yeah.
I go from one extreme to another. Other than that, if I wasn't hanging around my friend that was robbing, I probably wouldn't have been robbing.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't hanging around my friend that knew how to hustle, sell dope and smoke weed, because I'm going to tell you something. The first time I really started getting off into street stuff, people were pulling up to me when I was walking through over here on the east side. People would pull up to me and they would throw their hands up. And I'd be like, why are they throwing their hands up? And I told one of my friends, and they were like, them are smokers. Them are smokers seeing if you got any work. We got to put some work in your hand. So that's how I end up getting some work in my hand. And the first time I tried to smoke weed, me and my best friend went out to a field and really grabbed some weed. True story. Tried to smoke it, and we thought we was getting high. We were like, "Ooh, we feel it," but then it's like we don't feel nothing. And then when our other friend found out that we did that, he gave us the real thing. That's how we got that. And when it came to the drinking, my other friend, every time he came around, he always wanted to go steal something to drink, and he always did. We'd be drinking.
Oh man, ooh, that's a story. So how important is it for you to be a good role model?
Oh, it's really important. And, God let me know that it's important. I always got to watch my conduct, got to watch my temper. These are things that God don't want me, doing, because I do have a lot of influence over people, especially young adults.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do out there in the community, they'll sit back and watch you. And whatever you're telling them not to do, they want to make sure that you're not doing
Right.
it. Because if you're doing it, they're going to let you know, well, you're doing this.
So
you know
I'm
what I'm
gonna do it
saying?
too.
So I'm going to do it too. Just like if there is somebody that I'm not dealing with that's in the community, I don't down talk them. I don't talk about them. I'll even try to show that I support them. So just so when the kids want to check that receipt, they can't find nothing. Right. So I think it's very important. And my story is impactful. Do everything I'm involved in. I always sit back and say, I did not have this plan. So I did a storytellers event where it went all over the newspaper. My homie that's locked up got a girl out here that did a documentary where I'm telling my story. I'm telling what I'm doing. I'm telling what I've been through, and I'm telling my story. So God wants me to tell my story, and it's very important that it gets out. One thing that I really focus on, though, is I want to target the young Black males that are in the community going down that wrong path like I did. I really want to impact them because innocent people get shot all the time.
Yeah.
So I always see it like if I can stop the next gang member, that's why I like to deal with kids. The younger they are that you could grab them, whatever that kid could develop into, That's how you can stop the next gang member.
Yeah.
By derailing him. He might
Absolutely.
not be able to read. He might not be able to write. He might be going through some tough things in his personal life. A lot of times it's a lot of home life going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can just intervene, give him the help he needs, then instead of him developing a gang, being smart enough to, he might not be able to read, but he most definitely know how to be manipulative, be a criminal, and knows how to put stuff together. If you can just delete all that, like just block that out the way, then you won't have to worry about that. You can stop the gang activity that's going on. You could stop a lot of criminal activity that's going on. So I feel like it's very important for me to be in the community, be out here, and be ready to talk. Just like on this platform, this is a platform where I'm talking on, but I also tell my stories one-on-one to kids while we're just in the car that's not being recorded,
Yeah.
where it's just privately just me and them. I plan on doing this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even to the way I dress. I dress a certain way for them to relate to me.
Right.
They want to feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come to them, I just come as an average person. I'd rather for them to think of me more as a street person because they'll be more open because that's what they're used to.
Yep.
But once they're around, they get around me, they see I'm a good guy and stuff like that. Then when they start having personal problems, they'll open up.
Yep.
And when they open up, you already know what to say. Well, what you know about God?
Right.
Have you ever been to church? Go from there.
Yeah.
Opens it on up. Yeah.
So how does it feel to see how far God has brought you from, and also that you are seeing his blessings over your life?
God has blessed me above measure. So many things I've been through. Crisis. I really can't call my crisis. There were blessings. At the time, I feel like they were crisis, but they were blessings. Everything that I went through made me to who I am today and what I need to do today. Just the way that I can deal with people now. Like I said, I used to have a bad temper. God did things to destroy it, to put it in control.
Yeah.
It even goes as small as, you getting out of the car and you walking past a person and they see you and then they lock their car door, that could irritate you. Like, oh, yeah, like I want to break in your car.
And I got a new car, so what are you talking about?
Yeah,
My car better than yours.
We all relate. So it makes us all mad. And, a lot of us would say something. And, I would say something. I think everybody in this room would mess around and say something if it happened too much. Like you going to do something. But I got past that. Now I just walk past and it's like it don't even bother me. I still pay attention to it, but it don't bother me. And, a lot of things being said about you when people talk about you, I used to really care about that. Because in prison, your name is everything.
Right.
And coming out here, gotta let you know you're not in prison no more. You with me. And I don't need you to be worrying about that because then you can't do what you got to do. And a lot of things that I have done that I really can't think about, I forget about a lot that I do, but I've been in a lot of big rooms, a lot of big places, and got treated funny, but I didn't let that irritate me.
Yeah.
I still took care of business and I walked up out of there. The old Chuck would have got that and probably would have said something, got kicked out, and nothing would have went down. But God, installing that in me, making me go through hardship to go through that. And me having 3 kids, 3 boys, I promise you. I was the first one. My best friend was the second one. The other good friend, the one that was hustling in the streets, he was third. And then the one that was alcoholic was fourth. No. The one that was the alcoholic was third. The hustler, and he was a player too. He wasn't trying to fall in love with no girls or nothing. He was the one who wanted to be last to have kids. He was ended up the first one to have kids, then the alcoholic, then my best friend, and then me. I was the last one to have kids. So, man, with them, when I look around at my kids, and I always said I wanted 3 boys and a girl. Now, I got the 3 boys. But when I look at them, it's like, man, look at where God just brought me from, you know, and I'm in their lives. Like, I'm in their lives. You know, help them go to bed sometimes, give them baths sometimes, you know, take them to McDonald's, just do fun stuff with them. Got them playing sports, just trying to teach them things, just trying to be that positive influence in their life, man. I mean, if God don't do nothing else for me, but I know that God got way more in store. And, you know, it gets heavy thinking about it because I didn't plan this and it gets too exceeding, so I don't think too much about it. I just let it come with the flow. But what really keeps me grounded is my kids. My kids, you know, I appreciate having them, man. I just love them. Seeing little me, seeing all the me come out of them. One of them, they say act just like me. I said, hey, if I act like that, if I'm acting like that right now, I need to change.
Right.
Something got to happen. I got to go get some prayer, get rebaptized or something. Because if I'm acting like him, he needs a whooping every day. and gets it the least. And gets it the least. I never understood that. I said, why do you just get away with murder? They said he just like you. You relate. Now I'm not relating to that. He got me mad. But yeah.
Okay, so in our closing remarks, can you give the people who's listening a word of encouragement?
I want to say whatever you're going through that you don't understand, that God got you going through, just be patient, go through what you got to go through, and wait it out because your time will come. If you hold your peace, let the Lord fight your battle. Victory shall be yours. Just keep going. Just go through what you got to go through, no matter if somebody lies on you or if you get embarrassed or anything like that, or if you make a mistake that makes you embarrassed about life. Just know that time will pass. You went through it for a reason. It was designed for your life, and then later on in life, it's going to make you better and prepare you for what God wants you for. And that's what I'll leave you with.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and hope that this testimony has encouraged you to keep pressing on. Stay up to date with our latest episodes on the AON app, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. New episodes are released every week, so stay tuned for more content. Like, share, and comment. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Witness Spot.
The Witness Spot.